Hey Karen, are you ready to sing the potted vegetable garden song?
Yes.
Awesome, it goes like this.
I love the tomatoes, the peas, the peaches, the lettuce, the veggies.
I like to watch the veggies grow.
Grow in the grass and gardens and stuff.
I like to watch the tomatoes grow. Watch those veggies grow. That's the best thing we know at the potted vegetable garden. Say bye, Karen.
Bye.
Happy gardening.
G'day my friends, it's Marty Ware from Marty's Garden, and we're covering the series Growing Food in Small Spaces and Urban Places, and we're indoors today. Now I've been raving on about coming to watch this video about learning how to grow food in the dark. The reason being I'm so excited is the first time I've been trialling this for a few weeks. I'm getting great results, and I learnt this trick from a lady named Yen Vu, which is a friend of mine in Facebook. So thank you very much, Yen. And she's showing me, sent me some images about how to grow sprouts in colanders. Now you can pick up these in dollar shops, in second-hand shops, being thrown out. Any type of colander that drain works because it aerates. And you guess best of all, you don't need to have sun to grow. So basically anywhere where you live, because it's warm indoors, they can live too. And I've been growing them inside in the old trusty cupboard and starting them off just like this. Now I'm going to show you here, I've got my colander. So what I do is I soak my seed overnight, generally for about 24 hours in a jar here. Now this time I'm doing chickpeas. So I've got my chickpeas here. Pour them all in. It's always some little disaster that goes on when they don't want to go into the jar. There we go. So not as many as left as I'd like, but I'm still going to eat them. I'm not going to waste food, huh? So, fill it up with water overnight, let it soak, and then what we need to do is get our colander. We put in a couple of layers of heavy tissue paper, wet it down with my trusty little sprayer. Bang, bang, bang. I let the water sit overnight so it removes the chlorine from there. If you've got chlorine in water, you're not on tank water. And then I just throw them in and put another 2 layers of tissue paper over the top. And the good thing about these colanders is they have little foots underneath, so they sit on top of each other. And as they're growing, it pushes them up, and you can see them getting raised up because they're really strong sprouts, right? And you go, oh, that's got to be ready now. And you just keep an eye on it and just keep them moist. Now you don't want to have them wet, they just need to be moist, and put some newspaper down inside the cupboard as well, so anything that leaches through goes onto the newspaper or onto some type of cloth. And just keep an eye on them. Each type of sprout does take longer to sprout. I like the snow pea sprouts. They're my favourite at the moment. I'm going to try some mung soon, and we're also doing the soybean, which you're just looking at now. Alright, so these ones are about a week old now, and you can see they're all a little bit yellow. They're starting to reach up, and basically once they get around about that height, so they're just getting nearly the height of the colander, I bring them out into the light, and then they look like this. Now these are ready to eat now, these guys, and they're starting to come across. They got what they call their second true leaf, and they're really, really delicious, and they got like a sort of a, how would you say, like a lettucey sort of flavour, and really, really super duper good for you. And when you get the kids doing this too, they'll eat them because it's fun for them to grow them, and they really like to eat these sprouts. So you can put them on the side of the dish, and what I do with Karen is, you know, we grow them together, and then she goes, oh, Dad, and sometimes I put some of mine and not on hers. She goes, oh, Dad. And I'm like, oh, okay, I forgot the sprouts. I'm just kidding, just making some jokes, you know. So she gets interested, like, oh, can I have some too, you know? And next time when it's on, she just devours them, and bang, they go. So they sit on layers like this, and, you know, you need to have about 4 or 5 colanders so you can keep them going in succession. I paid $2.50 each for these, and as you know, the tissue paper costs nothing. And the seed, if you can get it sourced online through some heirloom places or seed-raised seed places, then, you know, you can buy that really cheap as well. So it's a super nutritious, cheap food to grow. Now they only take about a day to green up once you bring them up into the sun. And these have only just come out today, and so I've got a good few days of eating sprouts here, and I'm going to do some more in succession. So you want to have about 5 trays stacked on top of each other, or 3 and 2, and just keep them rolling on as they go, and you'll always have a continuous amount of sprouts. Now the beautiful thing is this type of growing, you don't need any soil, you just need water and warmth to germinate the seed. And what happens is, I'll bring one out here, when you want to eat it, you just pull it away from the tissue, you just snip it off at the seed there. Now all the nutrition is in that seed, and that's how it's getting fed. Once these roots, the plant gets too long, it'll be wanting to look for food, then it will start yellowing off and start dying off. So you eat it when it's about 2 sets long, and about 2 to 3 inches long, so it's just getting above the colander. Is exactly when I like them, because they're really, really crunchy. But I'll eat this one just like this anyway. Normally I just snip it off with the scissors and throw that in the bin. So that's as simple as it is. Warmth, water, soak them, put the tissue on, put them on top of each other, put them in the dark, keep an eye on them, keep them moist and not wet, and make sure that the last few days you bring them out into the light. They don't have to be in the sun, just somewhere where the window's coming through or they're getting some light. They'll green up, which is then the chlorophyll's coming into the leaf, and you can start putting them onto salads and all that type of stuff, and really, really enjoying your sprouts. So there we have it, a great way to grow these type of sprouts indoors. Now you can do those type mung beans and all different types of bean sprouts just straight in the jar as well. I use a bit of stocking here, an elastic band. I soak them in there, and then I wash them a couple of times a day, just drain it out and fill it full. At the moment I finished all, because I ate them all this morning on my Vegemite sprout toast. So basically, if you've been watching the series, you would be knowing now that you can add your cherry tomatoes, you can add your salad from your lettuce, you can add your sprouts, you can add your microgreens, and you have got some really super nutritious food that is very easy to grow in small spaces in urban places. Alright, I'm Marty Ware from Marty's Garden. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do so now, so you're going to get more cool videos like this and learn how to grow food in small spaces and out in the backyard vegetable garden.